Big and all right. So, and if we have any questions along the way, please pause and let me know. If you have any questions along the way, please pause and let me know. So, number one, the first thing I want to share with you on how to win the second half of 2021 is to, number one, be a great teammate. I'm typing it in right now. Commit to being a great teammate. That's number one. Now, here's the question. Are you the teammate others want to have? It's an honest question. Because a lot of times when we think about teammates, we think about other people. Oh yeah, they need to do this and he needs to do that and she needs to do this. No. I'm talking about you. You, boo. Are you the teammate others want to have? We're putting it on ourselves now. I want you to pause for a moment. I want you to describe the ideal teammate. You can use the chat. You'll be using the chat a lot. Use the chat or unmute yourself. I want you to describe in a few words the ideal teammate. Put it in the chat or unmute yourself. Let's go. Okay, somebody who is empathetic. Sylvia says someone who's supportive. Don says dedicated, positive, brings new ideas, brings new energy. What else? Frank says understanding, cooperative. Angela says trustworthy. If I can't trust you, you're not gonna be really good teammates. Very good. So I want you to ask, is that you? All these things you're describing about, is that me? Pamela says reliable, trustworthy, resilient, committed, positive energy. Listen, you can work for the best company with the best benefits and the best leaders. But at the end of the day, you still have to make a decision about how exceptional you're going to be. It's personal. It's intrinsic. No one can decide that for you. And it is that decision that determines the type of teammate you are and will be. Are you the type of teammate that brings light into the room, or do you bring a shadow? Do you make the team better or worse? A long time ago, one of my very, very first jobs, my manager challenged me on my first day of work. He said to me, I challenge you to be a thermostat and not a thermometer. He said, thermostats set the temperature in the room, thermometers merely read the temperature in the room. So here are 4 quick qualities about great teammates. Okay, remember, a quick recap, we're gonna be doing 6 things you can do to win the second half of 2021. The first one is be a great teammate. Here are 4 qualities of great teammates. Are you ready? If you're ready for the 4 qualities, type yes. I need to see that you're here. If you're ready for the 4 qualities of great teammates, type yes. Let's see you. Pamela, you're on fire today. Frank says yes. Pamela, Frank and the team in Albany says yes. Oh, it hit my cord. Forgive me there. Nice. Scott says yes. Let's go. Number 1, great teammates don't grunt and complain. Great teammates do not grunt and complain. No one likes being around a grunter or complainer unless they're one also. Nobody likes that. If great teammates have a complaint, they quickly follow it up with a suggestion for improvement. If you're a great teammate, you don't just come to work, complain, and leave. You don't just come to work, say, okay, boss, boom, here's the problem, then leave. No, if you're a great teammate, you know what happens? You come to work, you bring up something that can be improved, and then you make suggestions for improving it. Otherwise, you're just joining in the chorus of saying what's wrong. It doesn't require any special degrees or certification or expertise to point out what's wrong. Anyone out on the street can do that. Is that some special quality to say, oh, that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong? No, great teammates come with suggestions about it also. Their passion, zeal, and honor moves them forward consistently. Number 2, great teammates hold other teammates accountable. Number 2, great teammates hold other teammates accountable. You know why? Great teammates speak up. They show their colleagues they care by the feedback they give. Listen to me. Catherine has a call. If I am on Catherine's team, right, and I come to work and I'm just not myself, I'm just not, I'm just feeling a bit down. I look lethargic. I'm not prompt like I usually am. I'm not eager like I usually am. Catherine, as my colleague, she sees that before the manager. She sees that before the customer. So because Catherine is a great teammate, you know what Catherine is going to do? You know what Scott is going to do? You know what Frank is going to do, or Jamie? They're going to say, hey, Brian, I know that you're not like yourself. What's going on? Or what's up? Would you like to talk about it? I can see that that something's not right. Only people who care about other people will do that. Yeah? So great teammates hold each other accountable. And number three, great teammates are encouraging. See, here's what's happening, right? Don is not going to wait for other people. Don's not going to wait for the manager to recognize people for a job well done. No, Don is going to come to work and look for people to thank for things. Because whatever Don wants to have happen to her, she knows that she has to do it first. And she's not recognizing others because she wants to be recognized. That's not the point. The point is do first, give first, honor first, encourage first, recognize first. Don't wait for anyone to do anything that you know can be done yourself. Do it first. Right, Justin? Do it first. Absolutely. And lastly, number four of being a great teammate, they resist saying things like, it's not my department, or it's not my job. If you want to just drive me crazy, say some nonsense like, it's not my job. They don't pay me enough to do that. What? That's not how a professional speaks. That's not how someone who has honor for their craft speaks. Whatever it needs to get done, whatever it takes, I will serve. Whatever it takes, I will do whatever needs to be done. But I will never say something like, well, it's not my job, not my department. I've been in stores where the employee would say things like, that's not my aisle. If you're in a leadership role, you need to make sure that everyone on your team understands that everyone's job is to take care of the customer. You're either serving the customer or you're serving someone who is. You may call your customer a resident, a patient, a guest, a client, a tenant, a student, a parishioner, it doesn't matter what it is, but you're serving. So, right? So, does that make sense? We just did number one, be a great teammate. Number one was they don't grunt and complain. They hold their teammates accountable. They're encouraging, and they resist saying things like it's not my department and it's not my job. That's number one. Be a great teammate. Now let's go on to number two. Number two is take initiative. Let me type it in. Number two is take initiative. And I'm keep jumping to this. Can everyone see that? Number one is be a great teammate to win the second half of 2021. Number two is take initiative. Now, I'm a youngest child, right? I have two older siblings. I'm the youngest child by far. So my older brother is much older than I am. So as a child, I spent many, many days playing by myself at home. I don't know if any of that happened to you, but for me, like our children are like 2 and like 3 years apart. So they're each other's favorite playmates. For me, I didn't have that growing up. So I spent many days playing by myself at home. And one of my favorite games to play was called Do It First. Now, no one else knew about this game except me. Like you right now on this call, and maybe my wife, I'm telling you this for the first time. Nobody else knew about this game. Do It First. Basically, I didn't like being told what to do by my parents. So I would do what needed to be done before they could tell me. That was the game. I would do, because I didn't like being told what to do. So I would do what needed to be done before they could tell me. Dishes, done. Folding clothes, done. Make up my bed, done. Mow the lawn, well, being honest, that one was a little bit, I didn't really like mowing the lawn. So that was a little bit of a struggle, if I'm being authentic right now. Because in the islands, like where I'm from, they don't have nice flat lawns. Everybody's house is on a hill like this. And it tends to be rocky. But anyway, whenever I was asked to do something, I remembered it and tried to do it before being asked. Well, that naturally transferred over to my work life when I got a job. So my mantra at work, from my first job, my first real job in hotels was like I was 15 years old in hotels. My mantra was, why wait to do something that I already know needs to be done. I would get upset. I would get angry at myself when my manager pointed out something that I knew could be done, like clean the floor or organize that cabinet. Or I'm like, man, Brian, you slipping. That's easy. That's like low hanging. Why should I wait? Because to me, that whole mentality of let me just passively wait to be told what to do, it seemed childish. Childish, huh? So let me just pause right here and ask you a question. What is one thing you know you need to do before you're asked to do it? Type it in. And it can be from your personal or professional life. It doesn't matter. What is one thing you know you need to do before you're asked to do it? Type it in. What is one thing you need to do? You know you need to do. You know, come on, you know. You need to do it, but do it before you're asked to do it. What is one thing? Oh, Frank says feed the dogs. Catherine says QI reviews. Yes. And it's good to be honest with you because Sylvia says the laundry. Joshua says updating safety logs. Pamela says associate reviews. When you take the time and take the initiative to do it first, it sends the message. It sends the message that you're professional and you're on top of things. You're literally acting like the CEO of your role. Many of you on this webinar, you've probably been on other webinars with me. So you've heard me talk about working like you own it. Taking initiative is one of the great ways to work like you own it. So we've done two so far, team. We've done two thus far. We've talked about, number one, the first way to win the second half of 2021 is to be a great teammate. And number two, take initiative. Now we're on to number three. We're already halfway there. We are halfway there. And this one is foster customer loyalty. Let me type it in. We're going to win the second half of 2021. Foster customer loyalty. Now, I used to work for the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company for a number of years. Many of you know that. That's kind of where I grew up, right? And the gentleman who was the founder of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company, his name is Horst Schulze. Horst Schulze had a tremendous impact and influence on me and my life, personally and professionally. Honestly, a big reason for why I do what I do in the way that I do it is because of him. It's following his example. So he says that there are three things all customers want if you want them to become loyal. There are three things all customers want if you want them to become loyal. And here are the three things that I want each of you on this call today to focus on. Number one, all customers want no defects. A defect is basically anything that gets in the way of their experience. Anything, any mistake, rework, breakdown, inconsistency, variation, right? Anything is called a defect, okay? All customers want no defects. Number two, timeliness. All customers want timeliness. They want what they want when they want it. They want what they want when they want it. And number three, customers want attentive service. They want you to be attentive and warm, right? Attentive service. And if you add in personalization, it speeds it speeds up the customer loyalty process even more. So those are the three things all customers want: no defects, timeliness, and attentive service. If you add in personalization, you get customer loyalty even more. Think about it like this. Let's say you go to rent a car. And the person who's the agent is attentive, but you have to wait a long time, and they keep pronouncing your name incorrectly. But they're very nice. That won't foster customer loyalty. Let's say you come there and there's no mistake. It's like surgical precision. They're timely, but the person who's taking care of you, they look like they've been sucking a lemon all day. They just really like, their smile was surgically removed at birth or something. Not gonna be loyal. So those are the three things. Make sure there's no defects. It's timely and attentive. All right. Let me pause there for a second. Of those three, which one do you feel like you need to focus on the most? Of those three, which one do you need to focus on the most? Talk to me. When it comes to you fostering customer loyalty, timeliness, no defects, or attentiveness, which of those three do you feel like you personally need to focus on the most? And remember, everyone's job exists to do something for someone else. I'll say it again. Everyone's job exists to do something for someone else. So no one on this call can say they don't have customers. You're either serving the customer or you're serving someone who is. Whoever is the primary recipient of whatever you have to offer. All right, Sylvia mentioned attentiveness. Don says, in the hospitals, no defects for safety. So, okay, good. So I want you to think about this now. Personally, here's what I need to do, okay? Think about that. What do I need to do to foster more loyalty? How can I help reduce defects? How can I make things more timely? How can I be more attentive, all right? No bibs or defects, thanks, Pamela. And Tina says, timely nurse response, timely nurse response. And maybe it's a matter of, see, a lot of times, particularly in nursing, I know this because of a lot of hospital and healthcare clients and nursing home clients and so on, is that a resident or a patient rings the call bell, and as the nurse or the nursing assistant, you hear the call bell all day. Everyone's ringing the call bell. It's like they have their call bells synchronized on a timer to all ring at the same time, right? And if you're not careful, you can become numb to the call bell. And you're like, okay, the call bell, I'll get to it when I get to it. But that poses a problem because the person you're taking care of, the very reason for why your job exists is to take care of people who are calling on you. All right? Now, we're on to number 4. We've done 3 so far. 3 ways to win the second half of 2021. Can someone type in what those 3 things are, or you can unmute yourself? You can do it either way. Type, what are the 3 things to win the second half of 2021? Because we have 3 more to go. Let's see if you've been listening. I'll give you a moment to type, because it looks like most people don't want to talk. I'm going to drink some water. This is a big thing of water. You hear me? This is huge. I fill it up in the morning, you know? Anyone? Oh, come on. Okay, well, so let me just get, Leanne says, be a great teammate. Jamie said, what Jamie said? Be a great teammate, take initiative. Don says, be a great teammate, take initiative, and foster customer loyalty. Don, you get the prize. Don said all 3. Don, if you do not have my email, I'm gonna send you an email right now. I'll send you a direct message with my email address. Don, if you got it, if you got the email, if you got the direct message, say yes. You got it? You got it. All right. So email me with your mailing address and go on my website, which is drbwilliams.com. drbwilliams.com. Go to the store and pick any of the books, and I'll send you a copy of any of those books. All right? Very good. Now let's get to the second half. We're into the second half now. We've talked about if you want to win the second half of 2021. Number 1, be a great teammate. Number two was what? Take initiative. And number 3, foster customer loyalty. This brings us to number 4. And here's number 4. So I'll type it in. Here's number 4. Number 4 is understand. Understand your purpose. To win the second half of 2021, you must understand your purpose. What's the purpose? I'm so glad you asked. Everything has a function and a purpose. The chair that you may be sitting in right now, to be on this webinar, has a function. The function is to hold you up, basically. But the purpose of the chair is to ensure that you're comfortable. Make sense? If I'm calling you on the phone, let's say I'm calling your organization, answering the phone, right? Answering the phone is a function. So there's a task you have to do. Saying, good morning, thank you for calling XYZ company. This is This is, let me pick on somebody else. This is Pamela speaking. This is Samil speaking. How can I assist you? But that's the function. The purpose is to make me feel acknowledged and welcomed, right? Even this call today, this webinar today, the function is to go over these 6 tips with you. But the real purpose is to help you be even more effective. Get it? Even more effective in the second half of 2021 than you were in the first half of 2021. Knowing the purpose matters. It affects how you fulfill the function. So because as I was preparing for this webinar today, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I need to provide some material and some information and some encouragement to help everyone who chooses to come to this call, to give them some tools that they can be even more effective. That's what I'm thinking about. That's the purpose. Then I'm thinking, how will I do that? Then I go through these 6 tips, right? But the real essence is the purpose. I challenge each of you on this call today, think about your job and think about, what is the purpose of my job? What is the purpose of my role? Can anyone type that in? What is the, and don't give me a laundry list of what you do, because those are functions. I want you to think about your job title and what is the purpose of this job title? Like, why does my job exist? I want you to type it in. Why does your job exist? That is the purpose. Why does your job exist? Can you type it in? Why? Someone allocated money in the budget for your job to be created. Jamie says, to help people feel better and energized when they leave us. Great. And Jamie, what is your job title?
Health fitness specialist.
Nice. Thank you, Jamie. Health fitness specialist. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Why does your job exist? What is the, see, most people unfortunately don't think about their purpose. Catherine says, to help others navigate their role successfully. And what is your job title, Catherine? I know you work at Black Hills Surgical Hospital in beautiful South Dakota. Catherine, what is your job title?
Pre-op vacuum nurse manager.
Pre-op nurse, there you go. Sylvia says, to provide assistance and support my internal and external guests of the hotel. Sylvia, and what is your job? To provide assistance and support our internal and external guests of the hotel. Otina says, to ensure standard of care. Justin says, to make the experiences better for everyone you work with and your guests. If you don't already have it written down, I encourage you to write down the purpose of your job and to put it like on a post-it note and put it like in front of you and look at it first thing every day. Look at it throughout the day. Look at it at the end of the day, because reminding yourself of the purpose of your role, it helps you prevent burnout. Because you know, it is in a lot of jobs, you got to do the same types of things, and it's just all these stressors are coming at you every which way possible. But if you anchor yourself in the purpose of your job, it makes a lot of things better. Sylvia says, oh, assistant chef concierge, absolutely. Pamela says, to ensure the restaurant runs smoothly, the ladies and gentlemen are taken care of, and standards are maintained. Nice. Pamela, you look like you work at a Ritz-Carlton. Which one do you work at? Which hotel do you work at? And while I'm waiting for Pamela to answer, we got two more tips to win the second half of 2021. Pamela, you're in St. Thomas. Excellent, excellent. I may know somebody from St. Thomas. I'm from St. Thomas, so excellent. Tell Arjun and the entire team I said hi. So let's go to number 5. We've done 4 thus far. To win the second half of 2021, number 1, be a great teammate. Number 2, take initiative. Number 3, foster customer loyalty. Number 4, understand your purpose. And now, here is number 5. Number 5 is, watch me now, sign your work. Number 5 is sign your work. Many of you have heard me talk about this in the past. Signing your work. See, by definition, A signature is a distinguishing feature, aspect, or mark. No one has your signature. They can try to forge it, they can study it, but they don't actually have your signature. It's unique and distinctive to you. This means when I say sign your work, what I'm talking about is what is your special stamp on how you do your job? In addition to the standards, in addition to the mission, in addition to the ethos and the credo, and in addition to all these expectations the organization has of you, what is your secret sauce? What is that thing you do? Like for me, growing up, I loved looking at globes, right? I love studying geography. So I would always come, so when I worked in hotels, I would always ask my guests where they were from, because no matter where they were from, I could have a basic conversation about where they were from. That was my stamp on how I did what I did. One time years ago, I took a taxi from the hotel back to the airport, and it was a taxi company that I'd used multiple times in the past. Well, this particular taxi driver had like a whole bunch of cell phone chargers, like different adapters for different types of phones and devices. And he asked me if I needed to have my phone charged for anything on the way back to the airport, so that way I can have a fully charged phone when I'm on the plane. Now I was like, wow, that's really, really cool. That's really nice. Guess what? Of the dozen or so times I took that taxi company, he was the only one who did that. You know what that means? Most likely because I asked him, actually. That was his personal standard. That was how he signed his work. Years ago, when I was a child, my older brother, he attempted to cut my hair and just completely messed it up, right? Just really like patch was, it was, my hair still hasn't grown back since then. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. But he cut my hair and messed it up, basically. And I remember going to the barber shop, and the barber, he was like, "Oh wow!" So he fixed my hair up. He made it look nice. And at the end of him cutting my hair, he said to me, "Now I want you to always remember that nothing good in life comes easy. You have to work for it." And he told me that's the message that he wants me to take away from the haircut, because he repaired the haircut. He repaired what my brother did, right? He fixed it up. But he said nothing in life comes easy. I had to be maybe 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. Now I'm 44. So this is several years ago. I'm not gonna do the math, but this is several years ago. I still remember that. The point is, that's how that barber signed his work. You know why? I went back to the barber shop, and every time he was cutting someone's hair, he ended with that message. That was his signature. You get it? So what is your signature? Samil said, define your personal brand. But thank you, Samil. But what is your signature? How do you sign your work? Talk to me. Because we're on the home stretch. We have one more to go. How do you sign your work? Anyone? What is it that you do that's in addition to what the company expects? In addition to what your job description articulates? What is that thing, that secret sauce, that uniqueness that you bring to the equation that no one can do quite like you? What is it? All right, no one has it. So as you're thinking, y'all thinking about it, that's fine. That's fine. So we're going to then jump to number 6, because we have done 5 thus far. Can you believe it? Oh, hold on. They're coming in now. Samil says, paying attention to details. Thank you, Samil. Pamela says, never stop pushing and innovating. Okay, very good. That's how you sign your work. Awesome. Excellent. Can everyone still see me? Like, am I frozen? Am I frozen? Can you see me waving?
You're good. You're good.
Okay, good. I have a couple computers happening, and one of them I'm frozen. Thank you. All right. Okay, Scott says, ask, what can I do for you? All right, it looks like one of my devices came off. All right, so it looks like the PowerPoint is gone, but can y'all still see me?
Yep.
Okay, but the screen is gone, right? Like with the PowerPoint. Did y'all see that before?
I don't see the PowerPoint right now. No.
Okay, so it's just me. Okay, that's fine. Bear with me just one moment. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll make it work. You can see me, you can hear me. All right, team. So we've done be a great teammate, take initiative, foster customer loyalty, understand your purpose, sign your work, and then last but not least, continuously improve. Continuously improve. This is the sixth way to win the second half of 2021. All right. There is a term I'm gonna say, it's called Kaizen. K-A-I-Z-E-N. K-A-I-Z-E-N. It's a Japanese word that means change. Specifically, it means continuous, never-ending improvement over time. It means that today, you're better than you were yesterday. Next week, you're better than you were this week. Next year. It means that you never stop improving. You never stop growing. And a little bit, there you go, Jamie, a little bit better every day. A little bit better every day. When I was a director of quality and a director of training years ago, every month, here's what I would do. And this was an exercise I did for myself. I would, before the month began, I would type out the major objectives, like the major things I wanted to accomplish in that month. I would type it out, right? And then when that month ended, I would create a new document stating what I accomplished and what I want to accomplish this month and what I want to accomplish next month. And every month I would update that document with, here's what I did last month, here's what I'm doing this month, and here's what I want to do next month. So by the end of the year, I had an entire list of different things that I was able to accomplish, right? Because the idea is to look back and be confident that I did something, that you did something that improved yourself, improved your team, improved your family, improved your organization. It's an absolute ongoing message, all right? We have a program called the Manager Skills Workshop. Some of you probably was on that program. And we created a program for new managers, new leaders, or high potential future leaders, or even veteran leaders, but it was designed for newer people who wanted to get just the basic foundation on how to manage other human beings, like how to delegate, how to handle problems and conflict, how to effectively communicate, how to motivate, how to team build, all of that. We cover that in an 8-week course. Well, it was designed as a 2-day in-person program. So we did it initially August of 2019 in Baltimore. After that, I met with my team, we tweaked some things, we improved it. We did it again in October 2019 in Baltimore again. Again, we tweaked it afterwards, made some improvements, and plus we do surveys after each program that we do. Then we did major revisions after that, October 2019. Then we did it in February of 2020 in Orlando. We tweaked it even more. Then we did it again at the end of February in La Jolla, California, in the San Diego metro area. In California, we did it, tweaked it even more. One of the major tweaks we did was we included a module on how to plan and have effective meetings with your team. It may sound remedial, but that's like one of our most highly rated modules because people don't know how to do successful, effective meetings. Most people get thrown into management teams and never actually had the formal training on how to do it. Then we created an 8-week online version of the 2-day program. Each week we covered a module because of 8 modules. We did one from January to March, then we did one from April, and it just ended 2 weeks ago. Improvement. The idea is, how can this be better than last time? We're going to do that same program again in the fall of this year. And I guarantee you there'll be some tweaks and improvements. I already know what some of them are going to be, based on self-reflection, based on team reflection, and also based on survey feedback. It's very difficult to continuously improve without data, D-A-T-A. It's difficult to improve yourself. It's difficult to improve anything without data, without information. You have to be able to solicit, collect information, to review it so you can improve. All right, so here are the 6 things. Number 1, 6 ways to win the second half of 2021. Number 1, be a great teammate. Number 2, take initiative. Number 3, foster customer loyalty. Number 4, understand your purpose. Number 5, sign your work. And number 6, continuously improve. All right. So of those 6 I just mentioned, which of those are you going to put most of your attention on? So basically think of the 6 things as a menu. You could go to the restaurant and order everything off the menu, but then you'll be, bloated and you'll be like, you don't want to do that. I encourage you to pick one thing of the menu and think about how you are going to apply that today. It has to be today. It can't be tomorrow. Whatever you do today will transfer over to tomorrow. Then it becomes a habit eventually. If you don't do it today, chances are very high you will not do it tomorrow. So tell me, of those 6 things, which one are you going to focus on? Sylvia says to continuously improve. Very good. Continuously improve. Very good. Someone else. And Sylvia, since you were the first to respond, I'm going to also make sure that you get. So B Williams at bwenterprise.net. Okay. Sylvia, email me since you were the first to respond. We'll get you a book. Let me see what else. Hold on. Make sure I am not missing anyone. Sylvia says continuously improve. Tina mentions continuously improve. Get a certification or a master's degree. Very good. Someone else. My pleasure. Catherine says love number 6, continuously improvement. Pamela says be a great teammate. Yes. I'm telling you that one may sound simple, but you have to really ask yourself, am I the teammate others want to have? If my team had the option of picking who their teammates would be, would I be selected? Don says understanding a purpose. Leanne says continuously improve. Look, there's a lot of people who brag about how many years they've been doing a particular job or they've been in a particular vocation. Oh, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing this for 30, 40 years. I've been doing this before you were born. People love to say that one. Before you were born. Well, there's a big difference between having 20 years experience versus having 1 year experience 20 times. Some people after their initial education or their initial certification, they don't take deliberate, intentional steps to improve. That's why I'm always so impressed with people who they're just voracious learners. They want to make sure that they improve, because guess what? The better you are, the better everyone else can become, because you can give. You can't give what you don't have. You see? All right. Excellent. So those are the 6 things. Be a great teammate, take initiative, foster customer loyalty, understand your purpose, sign your work, and continuously improve. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comments. Okay, Scott says he wants to understand his purpose. Very good. Dean Dennis, say Dean, foster customer loyalty. Excellent. Those 6 tips I just shared with you, those are also the 6 topics we'll be focusing on my program called Motivational Moments. Many of you probably heard of it. But motivation, I'll say this, then we'll conclude. Motivational Moments is my monthly custom video series. The purpose of Motivational Moments is to help you keep your teams engaged and inspired on an ongoing basis without having to pull them into a training class or something. It's short and in time. The videos are 5 minutes or less, generally speaking. And each month I have a topic, and you just heard what the 6 topics are for the remainder of 2020, starting in July. And I have my talking points, but it's completely customized to your organization. So we talk about your company, your mission, and your vision, and your values. My team solicit an example from your company to use in the video. So I talk about a specific story or an example from your company. The first video, if you're interested, the first video is only $99. And then depending on the size of your team and the size of your organization, we create a customized plan for you for the monthly recurring package, right? So the first video, $99. And we're gonna send you a recording that we just did, the recording of this message today, along with the calendar for the topics for the remainder of the year. So, are there any questions? Sylvia says, send your email to Sylvia. Actually, hold on. Yes, we'll take care of it, Sylvia. Any questions, any comments for me?